a tragic thing. Do you know what happens when Mama Guppy has babies? You know what Daddy Guppy does? Gups them up, man. He eats them. Daddy Guppy, you got to get him out before the babies are born because Daddy Guppy eats the baby guppies. Who'd have thought such a thing? It's normal in that world. I love the guy that says put the helmet on. I love him. Ben, what's his name? Stein. Is it Ben Stein? Fred? Brad, yeah, something. Fred's the animal. I can't remember. He makes such stupid points that are so true. He says, you know, all the animals in Africa go to the water hole. That's a clue, brother. Go to the water hole. All the animals are going to come there. Well, where do you think the lions go? Lion starving to death. Lion says won't supper. Going to go to the water hole because all the animals are going to come to the water hole. Here's these poor wildebeests. They're ugly. They're ugly as sin, but they're lovely animals. But the lion wants to eat them. Mama's drinking, Daddy's drinking, baby's drinking, Uncle Fred, who got almost bit by an alligator and got a lame leg. Lion. Mama says, run. Daddy says, run. Baby says, run. Fred limps. Fred gets ate. I don't like it when it's on camera. National Geographic, filming with that green lens, watch them at night eat a baby rhinoceros. And I'm going, get off the stinking truck and beat those animals off of that baby rhinoceros. But that's the way it is in nature. If we're nature, what difference does it make if we kill? What difference does it make? If all we did was evolve, and you're telling me that we got so smart we decided not to kill each other, then we're no longer the strongest species, and it's just a matter of time. But if there is a God who said morally, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet, then it's our fault. And all the problems of the world can be traced to Christianity. Man alive. So what do? What's the answer? Poop, get rid of God. That's the answer, just get rid of God. Silence the preachers. I got to defend my brother Hagee. I did that twice already. I'm going to do it one more time just for the sheer fun of it. People who are zero mentality, clueless about God, would not get what he said, and I understand that. John Hagee said that God used Adolf Hitler to accomplish his plan. People threw a fit, like he was somehow in favor of what Hitler did. Not at all. I made the point this morning, 70 A.D., there was no nation of Israel from 70 A.D. until 1947. What happened from about 1941 to about 1945? Anybody know what happened right in there? It's called World War II. Starting in about 1938 up to about 1943 or 4, what was going on in Germany? Our principal enemy in World War II. What were they doing in Germany? Exterminating Jews, killing Jews. God said, you can't do that to my people. Hitler said, I'll kill them all. Well, guess what happened? I said this, and I don't celebrate the death of our enemies, but Hitler's dead, and the nation of Israel's back on planet Earth for the first time. Who won that deal? God won that deal. God said to Mr. Hitler, you're going to kill my people? I'll bring them back home. You try to kill them, I'll bring them back and establish the nation of Israel. And the Bible says that from the establishment of the nation of Israel, that generation will not die until they see the coming of the Lord. That's 1947. Every day, 4,000 people that lived in that era die. Every day, 4,000. Actually, every day, 4,000 World War II veterans die. Every day. It's coming fast. We're going to see the return of Christ. Whew. Then this place is going to be godless. When we bail, when we're gone, it's going to get godless and they're going to get their wish. So, whoo, we won't be here to see it. I'm not celebrating it. I'm just telling you it's the way it is. Point number 1. That was a long introduction. Fast sermon. So what if there was no God? What if there was no God? You realize many people believe that God is a figment of someone's imagination. Now, it's amazing to me that every civilization, every people's group they've ever found has a concept of God. Everybody universally, around the world, believes in God, but we all make him up. That's amazing. You'd think somebody somewhere wouldn't have that idea, wouldn't you? Except that idea is put into every single human being that's ever had enough thought to think, where in the world did I come from? Except David Hume. I'm not going there. That was another sermon. If you didn't hear it, sorry. You can go home and look up David Hume, and it'll tell you, I think, therefore I am. Oh, have mercy. Psalm 14, 1 through 7. The fool hath said in his heart. What does it say? The fool hath said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. There is none who does God good. The Lord looks down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there are any who understand and seek God. They have all turned aside. They have together become corrupt. There's no one that does good. No, not one. Have all the workers of iniquity no knowledge? Who eat the bread of my people as they eat bread, who eat up my people as they eat bread, and do not call on the Lord? There they are in great fear, for God is with the generation of the righteous. You shame the counsel of the poor, but the Lord is his refuge. Oh, that the salvation of Israel would come out of Zion. Oh, that the salvation of Israel would come out of Zion. When the Lord brings back the captivity of his people, let Jacob rejoice and Israel be glad. Man, that's in the book of Psalms. It's talking about that. Only a fool has said in his heart there is no God. And there are people today that say we make God up. We make up the concept of God. This whole book, in all of its majestic weaving together the story of God, they say it's just a big accident, just different men. All different men wrote their little ideas, and yet it blends in such a way that you couldn't barely do it with a computer in this age. You could barely make such a book like that, much less think about when it was done, and that it could be disproven so easily unless it was, of course, true. So when there is no God, people make one to suit themselves. When they reject the God there is what I really mean. Contrast the mythical gods with Jesus. Think about how a man-made God acts. The man-made gods were warmongers. They sought the conquest of new lands. They would come to earth and have sex with earth women. It's an amazing thing. The gods who were invented by man act just like man. They have the exact same goals as men do, because men made their gods to be like them. God made man to be like him, and man failed. Look at Jesus. He was made a man without a sexual relationship. He taught turn the other cheek. He died to save what was already his, this entire globe, this entire planet. Our God acts very unhuman. He acts almost supernatural. He is supernatural. He is God. He is the one true living God. You can't reject God and make him go away. I told some people that the other day. You don't have to believe God, but he doesn't poof and disappear because you want him to. In fact, somebody's going to poof one day, and the bad thing is if only we could disappear. But we won't. If there is no God, men make their own. We will imitate our God. Deuteronomy chapter 4. Should have marked my place and I didn't. I apologize. It won't take me long. Deuteronomy 4. I'm going to read 7 and 9 and 27 and 28. 7